With millions of YouTube channels, lovers of the weird, wacky, and what the f choose Talks a Lot Entertainment. This is Dick's News International. Hello and welcome to Dick's News International. I, of course, am the host of this channel, Corey, otherwise known as Sir Talks a Lot, which it does not currently say under my name, because I forgot. But anyway, I hope you're all doing well. We've got some interesting things happening all around the world, and right here at home, that we're going to talk about tonight. And when I say right here at home, of course, I'm speaking of America. Yeah, because we missed Dick's News US this week, so, you know, I feel like we got to cover some stuff. Hail to John Edgar. He says, "Hail, Dix. Oh, yeah. What's up, buddy? Hope you're doing well. Hope everything is super." And over there on the Rumble side, if you're watching, make sure you say hello in the chat, because StreamYards now has the ability to highlight Rumble chats. So it's awesome. That makes me mad when StreamYards does this. Okay, I hope that fixed it, because it was all the way down on like 60% for some reason. And I think it might not have been StreamYards that did it that time. I think that's because I was singing and I forgot to turn the volume on the mic back up. So yeah, I think that's what happened. I'm hearing a weird noise. I don't know if you hear that or not, but I'm sorry if you can. Gosh. Anyway, let me know if that fixed it, because, man. Yeah. There's my boomer moment for the stream. Anywho, so, given the time of day that it is right now, I'm just going to fill you in on what I had for dinner. My wife made some homemade meatballs with some American Wagyu beef and some Jimmy Dean sausage, like 2-to-1 ratioed beef to sausage. And then she slow cooked them in the sauce all day long. Ah, man, it was so good. So good. So good. All right. And I don't think you understand how good it was, because I put a piece of sliced provolone. It was smoked provolone. And I put it onto a King's Hawaiian sweet Hawaiian roll hamburger bun, right? And then I put a whole bunch of meatballs on top of that, right? And then I squished it down together and I ate it, and it was delicious. It was one of the best sandwiches I've had in a long time. It was good. Might have another one later. Never know. Yeah, John Edgar says, "Damn." I know, right? It was so good. It was so good. I don't know if you guys can tell or not, but I'm growing my beard back in, because it's about damn time that we got back to Frankly. It's been too long since we've had a Frankly, and I'm frankly disappointed with myself. Anyway, I have some things in the work with that. You guys should enjoy the crap out of those. Yeah, I always come up with the ideas to do this stuff when it starts getting super hot outside, and I'm all like, oh, great. Now we get to go film while I'm wearing complete, go check out a Frank Lee if you don't know what he wears. And then imagine filming in that outside in the sun during the 100-degree days that are coming. You suffer for your art, ladies and gentlemen. You really do. Anyway, so I think we should start off with one of the title, stories. Now, what I am about to share with you is probably the most intellectually superior being that Singapore has ever seen in their entire existence as a country, okay? And I mean, I've never seen intelligence on this level. Singaporean man 30 tries to start car like Ghost Rider and burns his Mercedes in Yishun car park. Can you guess where this is going? What genius idea did he have, you might be asking? Why is this man brilliant? Let's find out. A Singaporean man who forgot his car keys decided to try another method to start his Mercedes. He was inspired by what he's seen work, heavy air quotes on that, in Ghost Rider movie, lighting the whole car on fire. Yeah, he set his whole car on fire, thinking, that will start my car because I forgot my keys. Right? Work. Yeah, he saw it work. He could start his car by setting it on fire because he saw it work in Ghost Rider. Okay, let's get back to this, okay? Did not have a key fob and was inspired by Ghost Rider. According to court documents, I practiced this name and Sivan Kandesh, 30, parked his green Mercedes car in the Yushin condominium car park around 7 p.m. on January 21st, 2023. Now, I know this isn't modern news, but I saw this and I can't help. Yeah. Proclaiming to be a self-taught driver, he didn't have a license. When he returned from the car to his car at 5:38, Siva Kandesh realized he didn't have the car key fob and the car wouldn't start. So that's when he decided to imitate Ghost Rider to light up his car. He used lighters to ignite the ignition switch button. At first, the plastic around the ignition button melded to the dashboard. The fire then began to spread at the top right-hand corner of the driver's seat area, churning black smoke. He refused help to stop the fire because he believed the car would start. Wow. John Edgar says, that's an interesting manifestation of retard. Never give a pyromaniac a Mercedes. Indeed. Christian Delorme, hail. My good friend. He says, yes, sir, I'm not missing one of my favorite streams. Well, thank you for joining us, because right now we're looking at Genius in Singapore. Who would have guessed that lighting the car's ignition switch on fire wouldn't start it? You learn something new every day. You really do. Let's continue. He rejected help twice, believing that the car would start. He admitted that he also saw a lot of people starting to run about in the car park. As the fire continued to spread across the driver's seat, he claimed that he then fled the scene as he did not know what to do. Stop. Just stop. Sivan Kadesh. Bro, how can you be 30 years old and be this fucking dumb? Anyway, John Edgar says, I want to laugh and cry at the same time. Indubitably, sir. Indubitably, yeah. Gosh. The dashboard police arrived on scene. Hold on. Yeah, a group of passerbys and the condominium security managed to put out the fire using 8 fire extinguishers and the water sprinkler system directly above the car. Police arrived at 5:50 after a report was made by another resident. The dashboard compartment and other parts of the car sustained multiple heat, smoke, and water damage. There was no reported casualties or damaged properties. Now, this is crazy. Police identified Siva Kandesh's location through CCTV footage and arrested him in a unit around 9:30. It took them a really, really long time to find this man. And he was in the condominiums where he set his own car on fire. Like, Singapore needs somebody to go over there and teach them proper police work. Okay? Just saying. Anyway. Multiple items were seized during the arrest, including a knife, stun device, pepper sprays, 2 Ziploc bags containing a crystalline substance, and exhibits believed to be used for drug taking. He was then sent to Central Narcotics Bureau. You mean drugs were involved? drugs were involved in this man thinking that he could start a car by setting the ignition switch on fire? No way. Wow. Further investigations revealed that Sivakandesh had driven the Mercedes car on the 3rd after he took its keys from his friend who had rented it. Let's think about that for a moment, shall we? His friend rented a car, then gave him the keys. He then went and basically lost said key and decided, you know what worked in the movies? I'm gonna set it on fire and the car gonna start right up. I have never in my life been so inebriated or high that I thought lighting a car on fire would make it start. Ever. They build them different over there, I guess. Christian Delorme says, sounds like a Florida man story. Yeah, kind of. I didn't know it was a disease that was infectious. You know, Singaporean man's all like, we can do better. Watch this. Hail to TZ Burton. What is up, my good friend? John Edgar says, this just keeps getting more and more messed up. It was rented. Drugs were involved. Won't that get you shot or hanged in Singapore? Yes, you can get executed for that, depending on if you're trafficking or not. But we're not done yet. Okay, so Sivakandesh had also gotten into an accident the same day after taking the car from his friend, involving 2 other vehicles. So he crashed this car into like 2 other cars or some shit like that, and then just drove off with it. He then later parked it into the car park of the condominiums, and then he went upstairs, forgot the keys, so he set the car on fire. They found drugs in the car. They found weapons in the car. What? Yeah. So this is the crazy part. He was got 19 charges, including mischief by fire, possessing offensive weapons, and drug-related and road traffic offenses. He was sentenced to 3 years, 7 months, and 8 weeks in jail after pleading guilty to 9 of the charges, with the rest taken into consideration. He was also given a 4,800 Singaporean dollar fine, 9 strokes of the cane, and a 2-year driving license ban. So, in case you missed it, 9 strokes of the cane. In case you don't quite understand what that means they whacked this guy with a bamboo cane as hard as they could 9 times. And then put him in jail for 3 years, 7 months, and 8 weeks. Which is funny because he also has a 2-year driver's license ban, but he never had one in the first place. So I don't think that's really going to matter very much. Who knows? Who knows? John Edgar says this is like a Mad Magazine skit. Now there's drugs and weapons. And he got caned. Just damn. No kidding, bro. No kidding. This man, Sivakandesh. Notice they did not give a secondary name, so that could be his last name or his first name. Oh. But yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I learned something new today. You cannot, in fact, start a car by setting it on fire. That being said, no shit. Anywho, man. So, show of hands to anyone who is surprised that didn't work. Exactly. And now we'll pop on over to the Man, I never thought I'd say these words, honestly. Um, John Edgar says he's laughing his ass off at this. Good. That's good. So when we think of Colombia, most of us think cocaine, right? Christian Delorme says this is almost a Hunter Biden story. Well, there's a theme for Hunter Biden tonight then, because now we're talking cocaine. All right? Yeah, Colombia has a new problem involving cocaine, and it's not what you might think. Colombia faces a new problem: too much cocaine. Charlie Sheen would say there's no such fucking thing. I mean, too much cocaine. Not enough rich housewives getting down on your product? Could it be the fact that, international law enforcement agencies keep finding your secret subs filled with hundreds of millions of dollars worth of cocaine? Could it be the fact that, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Maybe they've moved on from you. I doubt that. Cocaine is a hell of a drug. What was that from? If anyone in the chat or the comments knows what that's from, let me know. Anyway, so in Cano Cabra, Colombia, for decades one industry has sustained the small remote Colombian village of Cano Cabra: cocaine. Those who live in this community in central part of the country rise early nearly every morning to pick their cocoa leaf, scraping brittle branches, sometimes until their hands bleed. Later, they mixed the leaves with gasoline and other chemicals to make chalky white bricks of cocoa paste. But 2 years ago, the villagers said something alarming happened. The drug traffickers who buy the cocoa paste and turn it into cocaine stopped showing up. Suddenly, people who were already poor had no income. Food became scarce, and the exodus to other parts of Colombia in search of jobs followed. The town of nearly 200 shrank to 40. The same pattern repeated itself again and again in communities across the country where the coca is the only source of income. Colombia, the global nexus of the cocaine industry, where Pablo Escobar became the world's best-known criminal, and which still produces more of the drug than any other nation, is facing tectonic shifts as a result of domestic and global forces that are reshaping the drug industry. Yeah. They got too much cocaine because everybody's all like, yo, you best not ship that shit over here. We arrest you. We will execute you. We will get rid of you. See, the war on drugs is apparently having some kind of effect. Now that they're actually taking it as like an actual war and not like a peace, love, and hold my hand fest. You know, like, got to get rid of them drug dealers the proper way. Know what I mean? Anyway. I'm not going to do that voice anymore. The changing dynamics have led to blocks of unsold coca paste piling up across Colombia. The purchase of the paste is more than half of the country's cocoa-growing regions has dropped precipitously or disappeared completely, spurring a humanitarian crisis in many remote, impoverished communities. Oh, senor, please buy some cocaine. My village is dying. Like, damn. Humanitarian crisis. There's too much cocaine. John Edgar says, I guess Hunter Biden could get a bulk discount now. Possibly. Goodness. TZ Burton says, I visited Singapore. You can't spit on the sidewalk there. You can't spit on the sidewalk there. Yeah, Singapore has some tough laws, bro. Not gonna lie. Singapore's got some crazy tough laws. Like, that's where the guy that got executed over pot was Singapore, if I remember correctly. Not 100% sure. Anyway, we're now back to Colombia. The drug market has never seen such a dramatic downturn, said Felipe Tascon, the economist who studied the illicit drug economy and had directed a national government program to help move cocoa farmers to legal crops. The upending of the cocaine industry, in part, an unintended consequence of a landmark peace deal 8 years ago with the country's largest armed group, the Revolutionary Armed Forces of Colombia, or FARC. Not fart, FARC, with the C. Anyway, that ended one phase of a conflict that lasted for decades. The leftist group financed its war largely through cocaine and relied on thousands of farmers to provide the bright green coca plant, the drug's main ingredient. But once FARC exited the cocaine industry, it was replaced by smaller criminal groups pursuing this new economic model. Said Leonardo Correra of the United Nations Office of Drugs and Crime. Buying large quantities of coca from a smaller number of farmers and limiting their operations to border regions where it is easier to move drugs out of the country. Okay. Yeah. So towns like Cano Cabra, deep in the country's interior, about 165 miles southeast of Bogota, have seen their sole business vanish. Holy shit. John Edgar says, huge irony. It's possible that the shit economy caused by Hunter's dad caused some of this, since no one can afford coke anymore. No. People still want to buy their coke. They're just buying Chinese coke now a lot more because it's easier to get into the country from China than it is Colombia, because Colombia's done everything. We've seen what they do, how they ship it and stuff, so it's just a lot easier to catch them. And then on top of that, hail to one man show. But yeah, so what we're seeing in this case is an example of what happens when like a criminal empire goes legit. Typically when that happens and they have a legal means of income, the shortcutting of the overall like drug trade happens almost across the board whenever someone goes legit. My brain broke while I was saying that, and that's why it didn't come out right. So let me try again. Okay. So when you undercut, when a criminal organization goes legal, and they are completely above board, it can, if they're a large enough criminal organization like a leftist revolutionary unit, for instance, in a shitty-ass country, then everyone that relied on that criminal organization has to pay the price for that, if you will. And a lot of people don't think about the fact that that's kind of a, you know, a linchpin in a lot of places. One man show says some cyclist in Singapore set his head on fire and rode around swinging a chain. No, if you want to know about that, go back and watch the beginning after we're done. But no, this is actually an example of what happens to all of the underlings when like a boss goes legit. All the underlings get fucked. Right? So then smaller guys come in to fill that power vacuum. And instead of effectively filling that power vacuum, those guys are then worried that they're going to get taken down before they can get big. So they limit the operations. And what they do is they try to keep it as close to the borders as possible. They try to keep it someplace that has water access. A lot of these guys in South America will learn these river systems that, you know, are almost impossible to navigate without that knowledge. And, you know, they'll have the farms put up in places like that, or they'll support farms on locations like that are already going. And that provides a more stable thing. And what happened here in Cano Cabra is they were too far away from any meaningful shipping locations or easy to transport routes and things like that. And they got screwed, and now they're in a humanitarian crisis because the war on drugs is apparently only successful when you corporatize the criminal empire that's making the drugs. You know, when you corporatize them, you can just all the little guys can get fucked. Anyway, TZ Burton says FARC bombed the U.S. Capitol in 1983. There you go. This, like, that's why I said a criminal empire becoming legitimate. You know, like this is something along the lines of like the my brain broke on their name, but the main bad guy organization in James Bond and stuff. You know, like they're major corporations that are now operating within the legal markets and legitimate markets in order to further their own gains. For FARC, it's probably more along the lines of political control of Colombia, but when you boil it down, you'll see this more and more. We see this all the time with certain U.S. companies. You know, yeah, Spectre. Thank you. One man show and Christian Delorme. I don't know why I couldn't remember that. Yeah, what Christian said. Shut up. I saw yours first because it was on top. That's right. One man show's on top. Christian Delorme's up bottom. Oh dear. Anyway, that was an uncalled for joke. Oh my. Anyway, so this is a coca farmer with two teenage daughters. It's been difficult. Don't know what will happen, but at the same time, other countries have become more important competitors and have contributed to changes in Colombia's drug market. Ecuador has emerged as a top cocaine exporter, while cultivation of coca leaves has increased in Peru and Central America. So Colombia, because of the heat and because of everything that keeps going on, is now basically being forced out of the cocaine, which is crazy. Hold on. All right. So we'll get back into this. Um, that has helped. Yeah, that has helped push global cocaine production higher. All right. And while cocaine consumption has flattened in the United States, it is growing in Europe and Latin America and emerging in other regions like Asia. In Colombia, government policies, including a move away from eradicating coca plants and technological advances in cultivation, have allowed coca production to expand despite decades of investment by the United States to dismantle the cocaine industry. Annual production of the coca leaf and cocaine hit new highs in 2022. The manufacturing of the drug rose 24% from the previous year. Yeah, it says right here, a U.S. official says that we're seeing production levels that Pablo Escobar dreamed about. And that's no lie. You go to coca fields and it's like standing in a cornfield. The boom in cocaine production has led to a jump in exports. Export revenues from cocaine rose to $18.2 billion in 2022 from $12.4 billion in 2021. And that, of course, is coming from Bloomberg. I'm sure they know a lot about cocaine. Stuff about that. Yeah. Where is it? Gloria substitute. Yeah. So at least 55% of the cocoa growing regions in Colombia have seen their cocoa's sales fall. Hail to Pope Metallicus. He says, so what I'm hearing is invest in Coke. If you're in Asia, Europe, and certain parts of other countries, then I won't stop you, bro. No judgment, Pope. No judgment. One man show says, I guess this illustrates how many more people hate their lives these days. Yeah, kind of does. Excuse me. Excuse me. Pope says, seems like a growth market. I should invest. Yes. Yes, it is definitely a growth industry, as he points out here. It is. Word. Word to your mom. Bro. But yeah, so Colombia, and this is a problem only Colombia could really face, is seeing what's basically like a corporate bankruptcy running through it for its drug markets because it's easier to grow in certain areas, cheaper and easier to export. I mean, Peru is a little hard to get shit out of, I'm sure, but they just grow plants. So it's not like, and then processing and stuff and exporting through Ecuador. Like, Ecuador is a hardcore place, but like, obviously it provides a lot of opportunity, if you will, for these cartels to go and do what they want to do. Um, yeah. Pope says, for some reason, it wouldn't show my chats. This is over on the Rumble side, by the way. Hide that. Yeah, all of them came through on my side in the chat window there, bro. That's freaking weird. Technology. Got to love it. There's the chat, because I clicked the wrong button over there. Anyway. It goes on to talk about how a lot of these places are very impoverished. They have a hard time getting through and stuff, you know. One Man Show says, speaking of Rumble, I just earned my first dollar. Woohoo! Yeah, hell yeah, dude. That's awesome. Bro. Yeah, Rumble's up and coming, everybody. And I don't personally care what YouTube has to say about it anymore because we have a viable alternative. And it's getting pretty good. That being said, I'm almost to our goal of 700 for the year. Like, I only need like 14 more. So, good stuff. Good stuff. Anyway, now for some bizarre news. Hold on. Yeah, we'll start with Kentucky. All right, some bizarre news out of the U.S. Like, this is insane. One Man Show says, yeah, only took a bit under a year. Move over, St. Musk. Hey, man. You never know where you're going to go. That dollar is amazing. Yes. Poe Metallica says, speaking of investments, invest in Rumble. Yes. Do it. Do it. In any way that you can. If you can monetarily invest in Rumble as a company, do it. If you want to try and get some... Yeah. If you want to try and start earning some revenue through ads and stuff and creating content, Rumble is a great place to go. One Man Show says, and also inaccessible, it seems. Yeah, Rumble has a cash out cap on it of $50. I've never looked into why, but in order to cash out on Rumble, you just have to hit $50 and then you'll be able to cash out on it. It probably has something to do with their internal financials. I'm just not smart enough to understand all that. Anyway, so Kentucky. Let's talk about Kentucky. And are we talking about fried chicken? Nope. We ain't talking about fried chicken. Christian Delorme says, I got 2 super chats from 70s and Republic Sentinel on our Jimmy stream. Nice. One Man Show says, so maybe around 2070? Good to know. You never know, dude. One thing I can tell you as a streamer is that these things are unpredictable to a certain degree. So, like, you could get caught, like, people could just randomly find your shit and you could just, you never know. Just keep doing what you're doing, bro. Do what you enjoy, do what you love, and it'll never be the wrong choice unless, of course, all that moral stuff that we would talk about on a different stream at some point, I suppose. But anyway, Kentucky motel ordered to pay $2 million after a guest dies from a 150-degree shower. 76-year-old Alex Cronus sustained third-degree burns and spent months in the hospital before he died. Like, that's incredibly tragic that happened. Okay, I feel sorry for Cronus's family. How the hell does a shower get to 150 degrees? You know what I mean? Like, what? Yeah. Court documents from the lawsuit allege that Alice Cronus checked into the Econo Lodge in Erlanger, Kentucky on November 18th of 2021. The next morning, he turned on the shower and was immediately struck by extremely hot water that knocked him to the floor while the water continued to burn him. Like, what? Like, geez. So, expert witnesses' testimonies revealed that the water temperature was at least 150 degrees Fahrenheit. Ah, man. Uh, the final trial order entered on July 11th gave Cronus's estate 1.2, almost $1.3 million to cover medical expenses, $16,000 for funeral expenses, $250,000 for pain and suffering, and $500,000 for punitive damages. Defense is given 30 days to appeal. Like, holy crap. Hail to Rugobeta. 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 I know it's Rugobeta, but, well, you know. Hi. Hope you're doing well. Yeah. Right? Right. All right. Alex should have tried sticking a hand or foot in first, maybe? Possibly, yeah. Bad thermostat? Could be a broken water heater. Never know. One Man Show also says, Econo Lodge. That explains it. Indeed. John Edgar says, that's insane. What is an agonizing way to die? Indeed. Pope Metallicus on the Rumble side says, oof, burns are not a fun way to go. No, I hate it. One Man Show does make a point, though. Drowning in 150-degree water is worse. Yes, it would. Thank you for pointing out that horrific truth. One Man Show. And moving on to the rest of our American freight train of craziness, Rogobeta says, oh, you thought that was Fahrenheit. That's actually Kelvin. Damn! He was, a man in Kentucky was instantly vaporized when the shower reached levels of 150 degrees Kelvin. Yeah. You don't think I'd be covering that if it was Kelvin there, Beta? Rugo? Dude, I don't know. Correct me on my pronunciation, please. Hail to Toxic Man Flu. Hi. Anyway, John Edgar says, I thought the temperature has to be manually set on water heater itself. Could be. And it's Kentucky, so we can assume that there might be some genetic deficiencies with the handyman. Just saying. 150-degree water. Like, shit. Yo. That is insane. Like, $2 million, like, I feel like there should be a criminal investigation into that, and if there wasn't, because, like, that is ridiculous. Damn. 150 Kelvin would be so cold he'd get a freezer burn. Is that how that works? I don't remember my Kelvin scales. Let's take a look. Kelvin 2. I didn't spell that correctly. Click. All right. So 150 Kelvin is negative 189 degrees. Yeah. Wow. A man was turned into a solid block of ice today. Wow. That's insane. What? One Man Show is incredibly smart. Just saying, I'm not. I'm really not. Hail to Mass Grave. He says, how can you be genetically deficient if you have an extra chromosome? Mismatched pairs, my friend. Mismatched pairs. Yes, indeed. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it wouldn't be a Dick's News. He says, so close. I know. You're too smart for me, bro. Just saying. Yeah, it would be so cold. Freezer burn. Freezer burn. Yeah. So, One Man Show says, well, I went to high school like 45 years ago. I think that would put me a few degrees off. You put you way more off than me, man. Because I don't even understand the Kelvin scales. Obviously, not really my bag. Anyway, it would not, ladies and gentlemen, be a Dick's News without Florida man and woman. We'll start with woman. Florida woman accused of dining and dashing forgets her purse at a Florida restaurant. Yeah. I'm just gonna run and nobody'll catch me. Fuck, I forgot my purse. Genius. Anyway. Nah. Christian DeLorme, blue balls. Yeah. Not comfy. Anyway, Panama Beach, Florida. A woman accused of dining and dashing at Panama City Beach restaurant, last week was busted after realizing she forgot her purse inside. A video captured by a TikTok user shows the moment of an alleged dine and dasher demands her purse after mistakenly leaving it in the Longhorn Steakhouse restaurant after she bolted from the bill. An employee heard notifying a party of 14 at the table, but the woman who captured the video asks for a moment, presumably to witness the altercation. Dined and dashed, but the idiots forgot her purse, the text reads. Accused thief is heard yelling at the restaurant manager, demanding her bag back as a man attempts to calm her down. He is heard telling the woman to chill out as she screams that the employee has her shit. TikTok video racked up a bunch of views and shit, and then dozens commented, well. No, don't move on. Fuck you. After screaming and fighting with the manager, it is believed that the woman ended up paying her tab. Dumb ass. All right? Stupid. One man show says, no pay, no purse. Word. Pope Metallica says, yes, Return of the Florida Man. Best superhero we never wanted. Indeed. Next stop, rocket science. That's right. She's going places, dude. Going places. John Edgar says, ha ha ha, real rocket surgeon here. By the way, I like Longhorn Steakhouse. Yeah? That's good. I've never been there. I've never been to a Longhorn or a Texas Steakhouse. Texas, whatever that one is called. Never been there either. Christian DeLorme says, Florida. Yep. Rogobeta says, they walk among us. Yes. And it is quite terrifying. You know, we could watch this video if you guys really wanted to. It's only 42 seconds long. Yeah, sure. Why not? Hold on. Let me stop my screen and reshare it. Let's go here, entire screen, that one, share system audio, share, push this button here, and then we push this button, and then we go like this.
Can we wait a minute? I don't want to walk.
No,
chill out. He gonna give it to you. Chill out. Chill out. He gonna give you that shit. All right, you good. Chill out. No, chill out.
That's my.
That's my shit. You're gonna give me my shit. Wow. Heavy censoring. It's almost like she's mad. Masquerade says, Outback is the best steakhouse anyway. I agree. 100%. So yeah. It appears that the couple dined and dashed, and then they wound up paying their bill and having to leave anyway. Because these people are fucking stupid. Yep. That lady's kind of dumb. And he says, and play cinnamon roll. Cinnamon roll? What?
That is not the correct way to eat a cinnamon roll.
Word. Yeah. I really have never understood the dine and dash thing. But then again, I'm dictated almost completely by my stomach. So like when someone makes good food and like I pay for it. Someone makes bad food, I pay for it in a lot of different ways, if you know what I mean. And now, man. Pope Metallica says, remember, kids, these people vote. They can vote. That's what he said. These people can vote. This is true. This is very true. As a person in Colorado, I know, because I was raised with the knowledge, that bears are not to be fucked with. All right? They say they have a saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger unless it's a bear. Bears will kill you. Florida drivers tried to take a selfie with a depressed black bear, Florida sheriff says. I don't know if I have to say this, and I can't believe I might actually need to say this, but bears will fucking kill you, okay? Ugh. Saying is still true then, isn't it? Bear kills you, makes you stronger, doesn't make you stronger. That's true. It does. Man, can't argue with that logic. It is still true that way. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I don't think I'd ever go near a black bear or a bear in general in the wild. I mean, if he was trained and proven to be in a good mood at the time, then I might take a picture with the bear, but I don't think I'd actually be like, "Oh my gosh, he looks so sad. Let's go take a selfie." Ugh. One man says too much Yogi and Boo Boo as youth, maybe. There's nothing wrong with that. Maybe. Anyway, the black bear was spotted hunched over near a telephone pole on the side of the Highway 98 near Country Road in Santa Rosa Beach in Florida. Yep. The bear clearly not in the mood for pictures and showed signs of severe stress, said the sheriff's office. Famous last words, if not friend, why friend shaped? Because this black bear is stressed, depressed, lemon zest, officials said on social media. This was an official comment from someone connected to the sheriff's department on social media. If not friend, why friend shaped? Because this black bear is stressed, depressed, lemon zest. Whoever that is should be fucking fired for being an idiot. Just saying. Just saying. So here we have a nice picture of the depressed black bear that everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, let's go take pictures and let's just have a lot of fun with this black bear, right?" Bears are not cuddly, says Pope Metallicus. They're 500 pounds of murder. Darwin wins again. Anyone stupid enough to do it. Hey, I love the saying. If you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. John Edgar says, I feel more sorry for the bear. Yeah, I do too. Little did he realize the bear was having a very bad day. Dun, dun, dun. Dead. Christian Delorme says, I went to an IHOP for breakfast, and it cost me $100 Canadian, and I still paid. It was my whole family in Myrtle Beach. I don't know why I almost said Murder Beach. Myrtle Beach. Wow. One Man Show says, I went to IHOP once. Sticker shock kind of ruined my pecan pancakes. I could totally understand that. Hail to the great John Doerr, otherwise known as John Edgar, but over on the Rumble side. Make sure you're over there on Rumble as well. Hey, and we've got a new donation from TZ Burton over on the Ko-Fi side. If you'd like to support us, make sure you drop click on the links that are there and stuff. Anyway, I suppose I should bring that up. Let's see here. It's that button there, and then I have to push that one. Yes, sirree, Bob. And TZ Burton says, the only safe bear to take a selfie with is Culture Casino Bear. But watch his hands. He is a little grabby. Hail and thank you for the $6, my friend. I don't know, man. He does get a little grabby sometimes, that Culture Casino Bear guy. Like, he's got Yeti palms. So it's like, yeah. Totally uncomfortable. One Man Show says, it wasn't a totally bad experience. I realized that I could make my own pancakes for about 5% of the cost. Had access to a pecan tree. Nice. Hell yeah, fresh pecans are always good. They really are. I like fresh pecans. Yeah. So if you guys have ever just wanted to go take a picture with a bear, once again, I just have to reiterate, don't. I don't know why I would have to say that. But don't. Gosh. Oh, he's such a... Look at that bear. Just the two pictures of the bear. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that bear just needs a friend.
That is some false ass information, and I don't appreciate it.
Faux shizzle. Like, geez. People just sitting around like, I'm going to go take a selfie with a bear.
This is silly. This is silly and danger.
This is a silly and danger. Like, what? Bro, you can't do that. And once again, as a person from Colorado, we just kind of know that. Don't. One man show says, I would try it if Grizzly Adams was standing next to it and not waving me off. That's fair. Christian DeLorme laughs his ass off. And Toxic Manflu says, is that Culture Casino? Oh, no, it's not. That bear is black. Yes, he is not a silver-striped moon bear, as I'm going to call Culture. He's a moon bear. They get about that tall. They really do. Yeah, so that was all the crazy shit that I had saved up for the night. I do have some fun things in the works, but every time I talk about stuff, it falls apart. So I'm not going to talk about it anymore. Nope. I will tell you that I am going to be doing another Grand Theft Auto 5 story mode stream, tonight. That'll be fun. After, is it Thursday? Yeah, Thursday Night Throwdown. Yeah, over on Comics Division's channel. If you're not there, then, I guess we'll see you next time you're here, or whatever. I guess. You should be there, though. Christian DeLorme says, bears are safer than men, so the feminists say. Yeah. Let me tell you. Grizzly says, Grizzly Man is back on the menu. Yes, indeed. One Man Show says, by all means, encourage feminists to embrace the bear. Indeed. Yes. Go for it. Follow your dreams. Who am I to stand in the way of what you feel is your truth? If you must go and hug a grizzly bear, that's one less idiot in the world. And I won't cry for you. Sorry. John Edgar says, gaming streams are fun. I wish I could stay up late enough to watch. Yeah. I know it's kind of late, but that's just kind of what I do when I can't sleep and stuff, so it's fun. Pope Metallica says, it seems a number of people fail the don't get murdered part of your instructions every single day, bro. Right? Oh my gosh. Like, there's every day I see these stories that I'm like, I can't cover this because it's like, it's stupid the way these people die and stuff. But at the same time, it's like, sometimes it's just a little too extreme, But I wanted to talk about the whole old guy getting scalded in Kentucky, because that's probably the world's worst motel review. You know what I mean? Like, I don't often cover people dying. But, that is the world's worst hotel review. Come stay at the place that this old guy got melted to death by our showers. Hottest showers in Kentucky. Like, what the fuck? Crazy people. Insane. With a touch of mad. But that's why we cover these things here on Sir Talks-A-Lot. Because otherwise, you wouldn't know about it. I mean, Talks-A-Lot Entertainment. Yeah. Bloop. One Man Show says, stupid people die every day. People also die stupidly every day. Balance/counterbalance. It's the circle of life. As some may say. Just saying. I think stories like this, like the Singaporean man setting his car on fire in order to start it, and that's a dirty joke. I'm going to share that. Massgrave says, better than a shower with too much gas. Wow. Jeez, Massgrave. all the stories that we saw tonight actually illustrate what Einstein said. You know, two things in this universe, two things in existence are infinite: the universe and human stupidity. And I'm not so sure about the universe, because had he been able to survive until today, he would have probably deleted himself. You know, he'd have been up in Canada being like, yo, I don't want to live on this planet anymore. Yeah. It is very depressing and I cannot take it anymore. You must let me go. You must let me go. It's lonely here. What happens if I push this button? It doesn't work. What if I do that? How about this? How about that? And this? And that? Yeah. I think Einstein also said the most powerful force in the universe is compound interest. In some ways, I could understand that. But I have no idea if he actually said that. Yeah. No clue. No sé, señor. Yo no sé. Yeah, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it here. I know, we still got like 4 minutes, but you know. Whatever. Yeah, so catch me in about an hour, give or take, over on Thursday Night Throwdown, over on Comics Division's channel. Let's see, Saturday, I'm going to be doing a Corey's Corner. Monday will be a Mental Health Monday. We might talk about something fun on Mental Health Monday, like narcissists and how everybody hates narcissists, especially narcissists. But you know, we'll see. We'll see. I'll tumble that around in my dysfunctional brain while I'm doing things. TZ Burton says, thanks, guys. Thanks, Corey. See you guys tonight. And John Edgar says, have a good night, everyone. Have a good one. And Massgrave says, night all. See you on TNT. Hail. One Man Show says, Singaporean driver with a car. Not seeing the Ghost Rider angle. Go back and watch it, dude. Yeah, I'm going to force you to go back and watch the Singaporean Ghost Rider thing. Yeah, I'm going to. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, stay sexy. Don't get murdered. At least try not to. Okay? And as always, have a wonderful time. There's the button.